No, I have no money.
That means that we punched our ticket to go try to win a Super Bowl, and that's it. We got one game at a time, starting at 1 o'clock on Sunday. Love y'all, boys. Love you. Love you. I'll go to war with every single one of you, every game, all right? Love you, 1-7. Here we go! 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3! Win!
Yeah. Please tell me that I can't, that I won't, that I fail, that I'll never make it out, yeah. Please tell me all the bad, never good, fill my head full of every single doubt, yeah. Please say any negative thoughts, I pop off when I hear people say I cannot. I get off to the thought of proving everyone wrong, I won't stop to the top, so you better back off and get lost. I'ma stay loud, stay proud, never running out, never heading south. I'll be spreading out, call it word of mouth, can't put me down, I'll be getting loud. You can have it douse, not what I'm about, have your fucking cloud. It be raining now, I keep making sound, go another round, bitch I'm legend bound, can't stop me now. You don't wanna fuck with me, a slow burn like a disease. Just tell me that I can and show you things that you couldn't believe. Just tell me that I can. 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 It's showtime.
Welcome to the Mafia Sports Report. I am Tommy. Please like, subscribe, hit that notification bell because I always forget to tell you. What up, Bills Mafia? Brandon Beane. No balls Beane. You heard it. You heard it. You heard it there. No balls Beane. And guys, I'm super, super disappointed in Brandon Beane not making a trade at the NFL trade deadline. That is outrageous. Listen, a time where he needed to make a move, a time where this team needed help. All the injuries that we have had this year, all the key injuries we've had, key players that are out for the season. Ed Oliver, guys, Ed Oliver ain't coming back. Stop, right? Don't buy into the whole, he'll be back in time for the playoffs. He'll be back in time for the Super Bowl if you make it. Stop it. Stop it. Even if he was somehow available, he ain't going to be the Ed Oliver that we saw earlier in the year, right? That's just not going to happen. Michael Hoyt, gone. The guy that we all were hoping would help this defense out, the guy that we signed to a 3-year deal that was suspended for the first 6 weeks because of steroid use, we were hoping would be the savior in a way for this defense. And I'll be honest with you, for the first game and a half, my God, the guy played out of his mind. He played very good football, really good football. And unfortunately, he tore his Achilles against the Kansas City Chiefs. So what does that do for the Buffalo Bills? Absolutely nothing. Does nothing for the Buffalo Bills. It doesn't improve our chance of getting to a Super Bowl, right? Because there goes another weapon on defense gone for the year. Then on top of that, we have guys like Matt Milano, Terrell Bernard, who cannot stay healthy. We have injuries all over this team that continue to pop up. By the way, Joey Bosa hurt his wrist against the Kansas City Chiefs. Has been not at practice this week, or limited at practice, I should say. So who knows how long we're going to get a healthy Joey Bosa for, because we still got a lot of games left before we hit the playoffs. But yet, Brandon Beane wants you to believe that this is a Super Bowl caliber team, that this roster that he built in the offseason is a championship roster. There's nothing to see here. He wants you to believe that the wide receiver room is just fine how it is. Nothing to see here. There's no problems. Everything's great. It's not. And everybody else around you can see that, but you. And that's the problem. And guys, I've had Brandon Beane back forever, for the longest time, I have defended him. People know this about me. I have defended Brandon Beane since he's become GM here. And I still will tell you that I still feel like he has made good decisions. I still feel like he's had some good drafts. I don't think they're all bad. I don't think all his free agent signings were bad. However, there is stuff that he has done that has been not so great. Decisions that he's made that has been poor decisions that has cost this team. Extensions that probably shouldn't have been done. Right? Overpaying for some free agents. Right? Not making trades when you should have to better this team. This year was the year where there was a ton of sellers, where Brandon Beane could have been aggressive. You guys saw it. I told you this. I said this is going to be the season where there's a lot of sellers, where teams are being aggressive. They're trying to unload. Brandon Beane could have been an aggressive buyer. He could have stepped outside his comfort zone and made an aggressive trade. Instead, he chose not to. Instead, he chose to just sit on his hands. Did he make phone calls? Sure. That's his job. I would hope so. But how aggressive was he? Not aggressive enough, because we did 0 moves. Nothing. I mean, my God, at least a double, right? At least swing, give us something. Anything to improve this team's chances. By the way, too, another thing I don't like that I'm hearing from some of Bill's Mafia. Well, the Kansas City Chiefs, they didn't make a move, Tommy. Great. Fucking great, because if we would have made a move, that would have just made it our chances even better of getting past them if we see them again, or getting to a Super Bowl. Good. I'm glad they didn't make any moves. Fucking great. Does that mean we just gotta follow in their steps and we don't make any moves? Stop buying into that garbage that they're feeding you. And the whole salary cap garbage. Guys, don't buy into it. I'm not saying it's not real. However, there's ways around it. And if there wasn't, why would Brandon Beane have called for players like Jacoby Myers, whose contract, when it went higher past the cap, why make the call? Knowing that you would have to work the cap, right? Knowing that you would have to restructure or do an extension, whatever you may have to do to make the Jacoby Myers trade work, the trade possible. Why even make the phone call? Clearly, he knows if he wanted a player, he can make it work. Or you don't make the fucking phone call. So don't come at me with the whole salary cap thing. I get it, guys. I get it. Yes, it's real. Yes, it sucks that he would have to restructure some deals or do another extension early that he may not want to do. Who cares? Who gives a flying fuck? Because if it helps this team's chances of winning Super Bowl, do you really care what happens in 2027 when we have to release some players due to the cap? Who cares? You got to take a swing for the fences once in a while, folks. Right? Did you guys hear the Philadelphia Eagles GM come out and say, fuck it? Yeah, we're swinging for the fences, man. That's what I'm going to do. That's what I'm going to continue to do as a GM. Right? Or I'm not doing my job. Yeah, I'm going to keep on. If there's a way to do it. I'm going to keep on trying. And our GM sits on his hands. Our GM doesn't do that. He doesn't believe in that. He wants to stay in his lane, right? He has a vision for this team when he got here, and the vision is to what, guys? To be a winning football team for a long period of time, right? So when he steps away, he can say, well, when I was a GM at Buffalo, that was a winning organization. But was it really? Was it a championship Buffalo Bills winning team? Or were they just a winning team? Right? I'm done with that, guys. I don't care about that. I want a Super Bowl, and so should you as a Bills fan. Because why? We have zero. None. There's no Super Bowls here, right? Josh Allen, guys, by the way, turns 30 years old in May. 30. He's not getting any younger. And the way he plays the position, he's not going to have a long career like a Tom Brady. That's just not, it's not going to happen, folks. So we only got this guy in his prime for so long. And we're over here dicking around saying, hey, I built this team in the offseason. Everything's okay here. It's not, Brandon Beane. It's not okay. Right? We got players dropping like flies. We got a receiver room that is, do we even dare to call it a receiver room at this point? What is that? Is that a receiver room? I don't call it a receiver room because these guys are out there blocking. That's what you want Keon Coleman doing now. Like I just heard somebody, I think it was Sean McDermott, mention, about Keon Coleman, about the block he's doing, or was it Brady? It was one or the other talking about Keon Coleman's good blocking. Wow. So we drafted a guy in the second round to be a good blocking receiver. Okay. Is that what you're selling us on now? Is that what we're doing here? Really? So this is what we've come to now, right? We're getting these guys to become good blockers, not receivers. What the fuck are we talking about? And I'm sorry I'm mad. I told myself, Tommy, no more getting upset about this team. No more. Right? Go through the motions. Live in the now. You can't turn back the hands of time. You can't fix what was already done. And I believe that, and I'll stick with that. But man, this is frustrating. This is unacceptable. And this is why I can no longer defend Brandon Beane. Because he knew that this team is in trouble, meaning a lot of injuries, a receiving room that's not really a receiving room. We needed help there desperately, like we did last year. And we needed it again this year, and you fucking know damn well we did. It's funny because last year he went out and got Amari Cooper in a trade. He had to have known then, right? He's not an idiot. He had to have known then that the receiving room was not good. So he went out and got Cooper. Are you telling me this year he's looking at it at the same thing? He's not looking at it the same way? Are you telling me that he's watching these games in that receiving room? I guess you dare to call it that. Looking at that room and going, yeah, man, I like it. Looks good. We're out there making plays, baby. Like, come on, man. There's no way. He's not an idiot. He's not an idiot. He understands what he's seeing out there. But you know what? He didn't. He wasn't. It wasn't good. It wasn't bad enough in his eyes, I guess, to be aggressive, to go outside his comfort zone and make a move. You know what? Let's hear what Brandon Beane has to say here. Let's hear from the man himself. And Brandon Beane. I'll go ahead and play that real quick for you guys. Little snippets here. I got a few, so we'll play this one first. It's about a minute long.
And we have to hit on these picks. So, I mean, my job is to not be reckless with this role. And it's easy to say it's not fantasy football. It's not. And fantasy football is awesome for what all it brings to our game.
Is this fucking guy?
This is not There's so many things, ramifications of cost and draft picks, and if you trade for a
Okay. Does he think we're idiots? Like, does he really think that? Brandon Beane, come on, man, dude. And I honestly, guys, I've defended him a long time. If you've watched this channel, you know I have defended Brandon Beane since he's pretty much been here. This is not fantasy football. Brandon Beane, yeah, no shit, bro. We're not fucking idiots, right? We get this. We understand this, bro. We're not asking you to go out there and act like this is fucking fantasy football. What are you do? It's so frustrating. But he just said it right there, right? He just said it right there. If you heard it, right, I'll rewind it. And this is the truth, folks. I don't think it had anything to do with the cap. Or let me take that back. The cap may have played a very small part of the reasoning why he made no trades. 0 on Tuesday. But this is the reason. And listen up.
Draft picks and
I just missed it.
And draft picks, ramifications of cost and draft picks and
draft picks. What? That's the reason, folks. He doesn't want to part way with his draft picks. You know, his good old first and second round draft picks. God forbid if he has to lose one of those, because they've worked out so fucking great, right? God forbid if you lose the 30th draft pick in the first round, right? The 30th selection in the first round. Wow. Because you've been scoring on that 30th selection through the years. Stop it already. In the second round, same thing. Stop it. Such a terrible excuse. The guy hoards draft picks like he's making something of them. He's not. And by the way, I'm not saying all his drafts picks are terrible. Some have worked out. Matter of fact, some are working out this year in this draft class. But it's okay, Brandon Beane, to trade away a draft pick for a player that you know is going to give you something, that you know is going to provide instant impact for a team that needs it now. Not fucking next year, not the following year, now. We're in the fucking now, Brandon Beane. We're going in week 10. Right? We're gearing up for a Super Bowl run. Right? That's at least how you should see it. Right? This is how Philadelphia sees it. Right? A team that knows what it takes to win a Super Bowl. You don't. You don't know what it takes. You haven't even fucking gotten there. But you're worrying about the fucking future. You're worrying about these fucking draft picks. How about worry about right fucking now? How about worry about the fact that you're year 9 in with Sean McDermott and you haven't even reached the Super Bowl yet? And you haven't even gone all in yet. And you're year fucking 9 in. And you got players dropping like flies on your roster. And you sit back and you say, well, I don't want to get rid of my draft picks. They wanted too many. Right? It takes 2 to tango. Yeah, that's true. It takes 2 to tango. Yeah, I'll give you that. But you also can't be a fucking asshole and only offer them so much while another team's going to offer them what they probably wanted to better their team, to give them their chances of winning a Super Bowl even higher. That's what it's about, folks. Right? It's about adding pieces to improve your chances of winning a Super Bowl. He doesn't fucking get it. He doesn't get it. Man, fucking guys, I'm sorry. I'm shocked. I am in shock that he didn't make any moves.
if you trade for a $25 million player, if you have an extensive knowledge of our cap and where it's at, not just in 26, but 27, 28, you're forcing yourself into a really tough position here in a couple years.
Oh,
and so
wow.
Those also are part of the format. It doesn't mean we wouldn't do it, but
doesn't mean he wouldn't do it, but he chose not to. You heard that, right? Doesn't mean he want to do it. Guys, he just fucking told you that. Doesn't mean I want to do it, but just chose not to. Chose not to. Why? Why? What? When? When do you do it? I wish I was a reporter. Okay, Brandon. When? When's the time? When is the time then, Brandon Beane? Next year? The following year? When? When fucking Allen is 35 years old? When is the time? Are you fucking kidding me? It's not the...
you also have to say, if you do that, you can have him for probably 26 if we, kick the can down the road a little bit more, but it's coming due where you're going to have to walk in there and might have to tell you, yeah, we had to trade this player we really like. Yeah, we had to release this player that we like. And so it's...
yeah, who cares? Who gives a fuck? What's the goal here, Brandon Beane? The goal is for a Super Bowl, right? Nobody, I promise you, nobody is going to complain that you have to do that if we got the job done, meaning a Super Bowl. If we want a Super Bowl, nobody gives two fucks if in 2027 you have to do some maneuvering and let a player go that you may like. Who cares, Brandon Beane? Nobody would give two fucks. Nobody. Zero. Why? Because they already went through the celebration, had the parade, and got to see Josh Allen hold that trophy up. And, they got to cheer along the Buffalo Bills Super Bowl parade. Nobody gives a fuck about 2027. What are we talking about here? Guys, you need to understand this. Once again, we're year 9 in. Under McDermott and Beane. We have yet to make a Super Bowl. When is the now? When do you go all in? When do you stop doing the things that you have been doing that aren't working? When do you go into the opposite lane? When do you go a different direction? Right? Here's the problem. Brandon Beane set out a plan. And listen, there's nothing wrong with that. Right? Him and McDermott have this plan from day one. Right? How they're going to do things, how they want things done, and what their goal is for this team. Clearly, and I'm not saying his goal was not to win a Super Bowl. Clearly, that should have been, and I'm sure it was. However, when you're year 9 into this plan of yours, and things aren't going as planned, guess what? You might want to do something different. You might want to take a different path. Right? Or no, you stay course. You continue on this long fucking road that you're on that's leading nowhere. That has gotten nowhere. You haven't even taken a fucking detour. You're continuing to stay course. And there's nothing in sight. You're looking, but it ain't there. But yet you and McDermott think eventually this road's going to lead somewhere. And folks, we're year 9 in, and I don't see it happening. I love this team. I think this is a good team. I think this is a playoff team. But if you got guys like this, who are our GM, who I defended many years, who don't understand that sometimes you need to step outside your comfort zone. Sometimes you need to change course in order to better the team. If they don't see that, then the goal's not going to be reached. I hate to tell you guys that. I don't want to be that guy, but I have a feeling this guy and the guy that's coaching the team, when their job is done here, and Josh Allen is old and retired, and we have no Super Bowls, These guys are going to look back and probably go, hey, at least we were a winning team when we were there. I had a winning record as a head coach. I'm Sean McDermott. Look at me. Look at my career wins. Brandon Beane's going to sit back and go, yeah, I GM that team. I drafted Josh Allen. I got that team to 2 AFC championship games. That was my roster. Who gives a fuck? What about the Super Bowls? Coach? Brandon? What about those? Where are those? Nobody gives a fuck about AFC East titles. If Bill's Mafia is out there, any of you guys are celebrating that, like that's your big win for the year, guys, come on, man. I feel for you then. I do. I mean, I can't listen. You're gonna fan how you want to fan, but that shit don't do it for me no more, bro. Like, yeah, year one, 2020, that was fucking awesome. Winning the AFC East. Year two, cool, man. Shit, fucking all right. By year fucking 4, all right, who gives a fuck anymore? I want a fucking Super Bowl. Your expectations for this team should be Super Bowl or bust. Plain and simple. You have Josh fucking Allen as your quarterback, right? Probably the best quarterback in the NFL. Fine. If some people want to argue top 3, whatever. Still, he's at that tier 1 elite level quarterbacks right now. And you have not even reached a fucking Super Bowl with that guy. You are giving him trash to play with. You haven't even attempted to improve that offense at all. I mean, you did it one time with Stephon Diggs, and you said that was good enough, and you walked away, and you concentrated on the defense since then, and it hasn't gotten you nowhere. You know where it's gotten you? A bunch of injuries, a bunch of bad contracts. Overpaid defensive players that aren't doing anything, that are always hurt or didn't work out, and you're right here sitting lying to us about this fucking trade deadline and what you couldn't do because of this and that, and what you weren't willing to do because you didn't want to give away picks, and it takes 2 to tango. Stop it. Because other teams made trades. Let's continue this. This guy, I can't do it.
You can't make decisions in a vacuum or in a silo. They all have long-term effects. Yeah,
Get the fuck out of here. All right, let's hear the other one here real quick. This one here, he's saying he went home mad like everybody else.
Effects. Yeah, believe me, I went home as mad as any other fan, or as mad.
Did he?
Like, I wanted to do things. I'm always wanting to do things to make this team better. And listen, there may be a player or two we added. Jordan Phillips played for us, made plays in the AFC Championship game for us last year.
Look, guys, I like Jordan Phillips. I do, man. Phillips is my dude. But are you really going there, Brandon Beane? What are we doing here? Are you fucking kidding me? And by the way, they this is what they do too. So the trade deadline passes, and the Buffalo Bills right away throw on X the players that they invited to work out at camp. This is what they do. Hey guys, hey, we couldn't get that job done, but we went ahead and signed some guys that aren't going to do anything for this team. So yeah, here we go. We didn't. Don't say we didn't do anything. We did technically do something at the trade deadline. Right? We got Gabe Davis waiting there. Did you guys know about that? We did sign Jordan Phillips. Look what he did last year in the playoffs.
He was not on our roster at the trade deadline. Like, I ain't giving up, but I also believe in our roster too. And to Jay's question, I do believe we can win a championship with this roster.
Of course you do. Is he going to tell you that he doesn't believe this team? That he doesn't believe in this roster, folks? Oh, it's brutal.
I build it, and we build it in the spring and through the summer we're trying to, when we cut to 53, I want at that point have the best team. I don't really want to need the trade.
Okay. Brandon, it's not the fucking best team right now. We're week 10 in. You know this. How can you lie to us? No shit. No shit, Brandon Beane. When you build your roster, you're happy with it. No shit. I think most GMs going into the season, they're pretty confident in the roster they fucking built. Right? Of course they are, or else they wouldn't have built it that way. No shit. But it's not a championship roster. There's injuries all over the fucking board. There's a receiver room that's not a receiver room. How can you sit here and lie to us? This is what I'm talking about. Don't lie. Stop lying.
But I'm always going to look, and if we're injured somewhere or we think there's a piece that is a clear upgrade, a seamless transition, and we've shown that. We've done that year after year. We've made moves that we can. But as I said earlier, I cannot force someone to trade me a player.
No, but you can actually negotiate better and stop being so fucking stingy and about your draft picks. You can also negotiate better, right? And you're not. You're simply not. In my opinion, he didn't do enough in this trade deadline to make it work, right? Clearly, he's being too tough of a negotiator where other GMs are going, fuck you then. I'll move on and I'll find somebody that's going to give me those draft picks. Plain and simple. So, yeah, it's just, this here's the one about here's a little bit of Beane and McDermott here. So let's hear a little bit about Beane and McDermott here on this one.
And so, no, if it made sense, I was trying to do it. I mean, candidly, I would have lost money yesterday on the Bills doing a move, like if you were in Vegas. I know we're not supposed to talk about gambling, but, we ran into, a couple teams in our division were trading and couldn't get a lot of interest there.
I love our team. I believe we can win, and the reason is
obviously
we've got guys who are buying into playing as a team, playing for one another. We've got a culture that's ripe and a coaching staff that knows how to develop players. Do we have some holes due to some injuries? We do, and it's frustrating. But that's also where young guys have to step up.
So anyways, guys, let's play this one more time.
No, I have no money.
Is that the calls that the Brandon Beane have Consuela answering the phone over at One Bills Drive yesterday? Was that her? Brandon Beane's like, let Consuela answer those phones from the other GMs that are calling to see if we're interested. That's pretty much how it seemed like it went, right? So, no, I'm playing. But clearly, if you hear Brandon Beane talk right there, money, he knew that it could be worked with, right? That if you really wanted a player, he said it. You heard it. That, yeah, it wouldn't, he wouldn't be so comfortable with it, but if he had to do it, he would, right? That tells me that it had more to do with draft picks and what he was willing to give up than the money, right? Of course, you have to add that factor in a little bit. But to me, it was about the asking price. He wasn't willing to give up a certain amount of draft picks for so-and-so, right? There was guys going off the board yesterday, guys, throughout the year. Forget about yesterday. There was trades being made all season long. Philly made like 5 of them, right? That was like our 5th trade they made by the deadline the other day. But there was guys going across the board for not a lot that he could have offered the same to get that player. He chose not to. You heard him. Takes 2 to tango, blah, blah, blah. Beane wasn't willing to part ways with some of his draft picks, clearly. I mean, clearly that was the bottom line. He didn't find it worth it to do so. And when is it worth it? Like, that's the question, guys. When is it worth it then? When? Like, what are we talking about here? Like, we're year 9 in, right? We're always, a step away from the Super Bowl. That tells me you need to add some additions to get that to make that possible, to get over that final step, right? To make that final step, that is, to get to where you need to be, which is a Super Bowl, to ultimately win a Super Bowl. And he's not willing to do it. He's not willing to be aggressive, to go all in. And you can't be that way as a GM. Matter of fact, let me pull up. Let me see if I can find this up and for you guys. This is what I want. My GM. This is how I feel a GM should be, in my opinion. Especially a GM that's been in a GM for a team this long, right? Where you have nothing to show for it as of yet, right? So let me play this real quick for you, because I found this spot on. This is my way of thinking. This is how I want my GM to act. Especially, like I said before, a GM who hasn't won anything. This guy has won. This guy at least
Micah Parsons
could prove that his method
Myles
works.
Garrett, who you both you were reportedly interested in trading for each of those guys. Michael Parsons, of course, before the season
Are
began.
you trying to get me fined by speaking of players on other teams? Is that your goal here, Jimmy? I
Well,
can see that being your goal.
The players aside, it does seem like you were willing to, make a big swing and trade multiple future first-round picks. Whether it's for those players or anyone else. What makes you comfortable, trading away those kinds of draft assets?
I feel like when there's opportunities to be aggressive for the right players, we're not going to sit on our hands. I don't think that you have great success without taking great risks at times. They got to make sense in terms of the.
There you go. You want me to rewind that for you guys? You want me to play that back real quick? That is the thinking. That is the right way to think. If you're a GM on an NFL team, or matter of fact, that is the right way to think if you're a GM on any pro sports team, any pro sports team. This is the right way of going. Because I'll tell you what, folks, if Brandon Beane swung, made some trades to Tuesday, and let's say they didn't work out. Let's say we didn't, meaning we didn't get the job done. We didn't get a Super Bowl. Me, as a Bills fan, would appreciate that he tried. Me as a Bills fan, now maybe you guys think differently, but I would go, you know what? I can't even hate that. I can't even hate the fact that he at least tried to get us to where we all want to be, which is a Super Bowl, and to get that Super Bowl championship. At least he fucking tried. At least he went for it. Rather than just go, no, I think our team is just fine. It's not worth it. I'm not going all in. I built this roster in the offseason, believing in this roster, and I still believe in this roster, yada, yada, yada. Get the fuck out of my face with that bullshit. And by the way, guys, I'm not, listen, and I want to say this real quick. Hear me now. If we go out and win a Super Bowl, I'll eat crow. I will eat crow, and I have no problem doing so. Zero. I could care less if you guys come at me at the end of the season and go, Tommy, you're a fucking idiot. You're a clown. We won a Super Bowl. Shut the fuck up. You don't know what you're fucking talking about. You know what? Fine. I'll eat crow. I don't care. Why? Because my team won a Super Bowl. I'll be happy with that. I'll eat crow all day for the rest of my fucking life that I was wrong about this, about Brandon Beane not pulling the trigger on a trade. Absolutely. And I have no problem doing that. Zero. But guys, really? Do you think he improved our chances Do you think he improved our chances? How about that? Answer me that. Did he improve this team's chances of getting to a Super Bowl and winning a Super Bowl? The answer is no. He did not improve our chances at all. And we have more guys getting hurt. More guys getting hurt. Did you see the injury report this week? But yet, now we're cool, man. We'll bring in Jonathan Kingsley. Who do we bring in? I mean, like, what? Like, these are the roster moves we made? Like, are you fucking kidding me? I think it was what? Was it Kingsley and DeCorey Couch, cornerback? I like him. But come on, guys. Like, is he the... is he gonna change things? Is he really the needle mover? No, stop. Gabe Davis. Come on, man. Is Gabe Davis gonna be the needle mover? I like Gabe, but come on, guys, right? And at this point, I don't even care. Call up Gabe, right? Because we don't have a receiver room. So what's the difference, right? Maybe we get lucky. Who knows? I don't know. Curtis Samuel, garbage. But who did we call up? We did make some moves. Let's see here. We called up. God, I want to see. I know it was, and I think Daquan may be coming back soon too. But guys, what Daquan will we get? Right, he's constantly hurt. Will he even stay healthy when he gets back? But yeah, dude, I can't look it up right now. But I know we made some moves. Let me see if I can pull it up here. Let's see here. So we added, because I don't want to misspeak here. Okay, here we go. So we released Jimmy Carlo. We released Jalen Kimber, cornerback. And we added, that still doesn't say. Man, I'm pretty sure it's Kingsley, guys. Boy, oh boy. Hold on. Let's see here. Here we go. Add 3 players. Okay. So they added, okay. So they signed Mathis to the roster to 53. So he's officially on the 53. And they also brung in Kingsley Jonathan and DeCorey Couch. So those are your roster moves as of right now. But let's get back to this
risks that you're taking, and so
interview.
We can't be afraid to fail. I think for a lot of times, for you to get to the top, that you got to be willing to take chances that may look controversial at times, and so. If there was an opportunity to do that, we thought gave us also an opportunity to be the last team standing, put confetti on our head, we're going to go aggressive in that direction. I feel like that's the right way to operate our team, and that doesn't come without mistakes. I understand that, but I won't live with regret. I won't live with regret.
Thank you.
In the way that we operate around here, and so if we feel passionate about something, if we think the value's right, we're not going to be afraid to pull.
But, Brandon Beane thinks this guy, Brandon Beane thinks this guy is a fantasy football, that this guy goes by, his job like he's playing fantasy football, apparently. Okay, great. And if he is, you know what? He has Super Bowls. He just won a Super Bowl. I mean, Brandon Beane. Maybe you should start thinking about it like it's fantasy football then. Because if that's what you feel like he's doing, that how he is as a GM, that you just strongly disagree with, that's not how you go about it. These young bucks coming in here thinking they can act like this is fantasy football. Well, you know what? They at least have something to show for that. They have a Super Bowl, right? This guy is a winning GM. You are not. You are a regular season winning GM is what I want to call you from now on. And same with Sean McDermott. And once again, I respect what you guys done here. I respect the things that a lot of the things you have done. I'm not going to totally shit on what you've done here. You have done some good, no doubt about it. And I will still defend you on some of those things. But Tuesday, that was the last straw. I can no longer defend you moving forward. I can't. You're clearly not a GM that's going to go all in. Clearly. And Tuesday told me that. You told me that. You said it in your press conference. You could have made those moves. You understood the cap. And you probably could have done it still. But you chose not to. You chose not to because you didn't want to get rid of some of your draft picks. That right there is the reason why, folks. That's why I keep telling you guys, stop talking about the fucking cap. Had nothing to do with it. If Brandon Beane wanted a player, he would have got it done. He actually made phone calls to guys or to inquire about guys that would have went over the cap. So clearly, he understood this. Clearly, he could have made it work. He didn't want to give up draft picks, right? Or the draft picks they were asking. So it was a quick phone call and a hang up. Let somebody else go and be that guy. Well, there was. Right? You weren't. You sat on your hands or whatever the fuck you did. You had Consuela pick up a phone call and take care of those phone calls for you, apparently. And you went home and you gave us some bullshit ass video conference about how you were just as upset as Bills Mafia. Really? Were you? You were that upset? No, you weren't. Or else you would have made a deal happen. No, you weren't. Clearly. Why? What a dumb statement to make anyways. I was just upset as everybody else. You're the one in charge. You're the one that could have made it happen. What are you talking about? We had nothing to do with it. We couldn't make it happen. You didn't have to go. You could have went home if you were so unhappy and been a happy man and made a trade. It made it work. I don't buy that. You were I'm not happy either. What? Anyways, guys, I'm done ranting on this situation. Once again, I can't turn back the hands of time. Neither can you. All we can do is hope for the best. All we can do is hope for the best, Bills Mafia. We're going against the Dolphins this week, right? We should be able to take care of business against a really fucked up Miami team, right? And let's see how the rest of the season goes. We're a playoff team. I'm not saying we're a bad team, guys. Don't come back and give me Tommy. We're still good. I know we're a good football team. I get it. I didn't say we were. I didn't say we weren't. Right? We're a good football team. The question is, are we a great football team? Do you want to be good or do you want to be great? There's a big difference. Big difference. Good gets you into the playoffs. Great gets you to the Super Bowl. Excellent, right? Even better, gets you a win. Winning a Super Bowl, right? Right. We haven't even been great. We haven't even gotten to the Super Bowl. Right? We're just a good team. And I think Bills Mafia, a lot of you guys are just caught up in the whole we're a good team. And, your expectations are just that. Let's just, I'm just happy we're not the Jets. I'm happy we're not the Dolphins. Right? Hey, we won the AFC East. Woo! Like, once again, that's how you want to fan. Great. But I don't want to fan that way. My expectations are a Super Bowl. And they should be yours too. Bills Mafia, me and Mikey go live Friday at actually 8 o'clock. What am I talking about? 9. 8 o'clock. 8 o'clock. 8 o'clock on Friday Night Lights. I'll be on at 8 for the first hour. Mikey joins me at 9. 8 to 10. We'll be live on Friday. We'll talk about this more, obviously. I appreciate you guys watching this hour-long rant, but it had to be done. It had to be done, and I wasn't going to initially, and then I couldn't hold it back. I could not hold it in anymore. I had to tell you how I feel. Leave a comment below. Let me know how you guys feel as well. Bills Mafia, I love you. And as always, go Bills. I'm out of here. Peace.
Just let your soul through. Just let yourself